You're watching Inside Automotive with Cheyenne Malone.
Hi everyone, I'm Cheyenne Malone. Well, in this day and age, it seems as though everyone is on social media of some sort, right? And you should be if you work in sales or service, especially of a dealership. But should social media use expand beyond those roles? Joining us now to lend insight into dealership marketing today and the role of social media is Marc Lavoie, founder of Autobahn Digital and Puzzle Auto. Welcome, Marc. Glad to have you.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Talk to us about the importance of having a strong marketing strategy, because we know it is.
Yes. Well, I think for car dealerships, at least in the automotive industry, it's one of the best industry to build a social media presence because, historically people have been either not trusting the car dealership network or car dealerships because, they're scared of not having a great deal and everything. But social media is really there to build trust, educate customers on what has to be done. It's a great opportunity as well to have a lot of presence, visibility in your local market, free in a way, because you don't have to pay to be on social media. You can do organic content, you can do paid ads as well. But I just think it's such a great opportunity for dealerships to be building a sense of community in their market.
And you can reach so many people too with social media.
Yeah.
What are successful leaders and dealership owners doing right now as they market to consumers?
Well, the most successful people I know and I see, I've been looking at helping, whatever, right? They're educating their customers. They're not using social media in a way to, just push offers and interest rate and, discounts. They're really using social media to help their customers, answering their questions at a greater scale, educating them on whatever it's better to lease or finance a car. Some people just don't know because they don't know about, they've had bad experiences in the past, or they're just buying a car every 3 to 5 years, right? Sometimes being in the industry, we just forget how stressful it could be. So dealers really approaching this as an education standpoint, helping their customers are really winning in their market.
I'm curious as to what type of content you think works best. Is it, testimonials? Is it more, we got this new fleet of cars in, or sales, or a little bit of everything?
The right answer would be a little bit of everything, but it's sometimes hard to do everything right? So what I like is to push dealerships to do a little bit of evergreen content, which is testimonials. You can reuse this in 2 weeks from now and 2 years from now, right? You don't have to redo them every single month, whereas with the new offers and new interest rates, OEM co-op, right? We have to redo it every single month. It's time consuming. But what really works is just content you can reuse over and over again, just because you can show that to a different set of people. Education, again, is a great way to do it because you can bring people in your funnel through education about the car buying experience, and then present them offers. If they dig in, if they visit your websites, if they fall into your audiences and they see your ads at some point, it's a great way to do it. It works really well.
And who should be using social media when it comes to the dealership? Is it more the sales department, teams, or maybe service, or everyone?
Again, everyone would benefit, but in terms of being, in a way, doable or manageable, I've seen sales department benefit more from it.
Yeah.
Usually salespeople in their DNA are a little bit more outgoing. I'm generalizing right now, but it's still the way it is. They have more presence, and it's more natural maybe to go out and sometimes do social media because you can bring in leads, right? You get to see those customers come in at the store. I've seen some service departments do it pretty efficiently, but most of all, it's really sales and marketing usually doing that. As long as it's a sustainable operation for me, I think it makes sense, because sometimes you'll see dealerships go crazy. They'll buy like a studio, how people are in the automotive space. They don't want to do it like halfway, right?
Oh no.
And they just realize it's a hell of a game to be in. It's cool now because you're motivated, but you have to keep going in the months to come so it pays off, right?
Oh, they want to do it and do it full forward.
Yeah, I see people just go crazy just because they just like a switch, it's switch in their mind. Like, we got to do this, right?
Yeah.
And you have to kind of start by the basics. And I want to say this, in the automotive space, dealerships specifically, we're not so great at building content and just being in social media. So just being average is actually, you're better than pretty much anyone in your market. So that's what's cool about it. You don't have to go crazy.
What are some of the common challenges that you see dealerships face when they're, trying to post and get a strong social media presence out there?
Like I said, sustainability. So sometimes some people will take this hat of social media content, or they'll do it themselves, whether they're in sales or marketing, and then that person leaves, or is put up with new roles, new responsibilities, and then they slowly start to drop the social media content part. Or another challenge I've been seeing is that, let's say you're doing social media because you want to at some point build content and build like a flow of leads coming in. It takes time. It's a long-term game. If you're expecting like doubling your sales next month because you were just posting on Facebook, it's not gonna happen this way. Um, so sadly, I would love to, but it's not how it is. Like when you're working with paid ads on social media, it kind of works because you can just scale it up and just generate more leads and more leads. But if you want to do like true organic content, it takes patience. And sometimes in the auto industry, we've been trained to see everything by the month. So patience is not a strong suit,
Okay. I like how you're saying that, true organic content. So on the flip side, are there ways that you can post things that are, I don't know, cheesy? Like, are there don'ts?
Yeah.
Don't post this? And what are they?
Well, as long as there's a mix. If it's 100% cheesy, it's not going to help. I think a good mix, I call them usually content pillars. So just choosing 3 or 4 things or areas you want to talk about when creating content online. If one of them is cheesy because you have that personality and there's someone in the store that's just funny, naturally funny, and you're doing some silly stuff that works, but just don't forget to do some things that actually help people, not only be like on the spectrum, just not only being on the fun side, just do a little bit more of education as well.
I like it. I like it. How often should dealerships be posting?
As much as possible. If it's sustainable. I've been working with some guys that are posting 2-3 times a day. It just seems insane for people. But when you think about it, when you get good at creating content, and I want to specify this, it's mainly short form video. So reels or TikToks. So it's 20-30 second clips, right? But there are ways to make it more efficient in terms of return on investment or return on time. So at least if you're posting 2 or 3 times a day, or you're spending a little bit of time on social, if it's to create content versus consuming content, it makes sense. And I've seen some guys, I'm doing it myself, just doing one reel on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. What I'll do is I'll make sure to automate those clips to be sent on other platforms at the same time. So I don't have to post over on 6 platforms. I'm only posting once, but it's posting on 6 platforms 3 times a day. So it's really 18 posts in a way.
And you mentioned if it's something good, post away. Is there a such thing as oversharing or over posting? Because we know in our personal lives, we all have those people that just overshare.
Yeah.
Can you do the same?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think as long as it retains to, I always like to think, what's in it for me if I'm the customer, right? So if I'm posting something and there's no gain for my customer, you can just simply reframe it or refrain from posting that thing and just moving on to the next topic. Like at the end of the day, if you want to put this amount of time and effort, talking to car buyers in your area, you just want to make it so every single video counts and brings a new piece of information, tackles a new objection, or answers a new question, or just maybe shows like a different portion of part of your personality. So you could go all education, or you could go maybe a video about what you like about the Silverado, or what like the 5 things you like about the new Hyundai Elantra, whatever, right? And then people will connect to you and they'll ask more questions. And you can use this as fuel to create more content. snowballs in a way. If you do it enough, it snowballs.
And then what about times? Are there, preferred times of day that people should be posting?
I think it's been a hot topic in maybe a few years ago, but I feel like the most effective way to push content right now is through video, and those video will live. Like when I'm talking video, I'm really talking about YouTube Shorts, TikToks, or Reels from Facebook and Instagram. These videos will live a couple of days, and then sometimes they'll just relive again, if that's a word, if that makes sense. Maybe in 2 weeks from now, it'll pick up, and then you'll get 1,000, 10,000 more views, and you don't even know why. And I think from this standpoint, it doesn't really matter what time you're posting as long as you're doing it. I think at some point we have to be conscious about not stopping for like the technicalities, but just doing the work,
And I think, too, you kind of summed it up even at the beginning when you talk about using it as a tool, a resource that is free, complimentary, right? Instead of a pain in the you-know-what, because a lot of people think that as well. But it does help, and it's there for free. Any final thoughts for us, Marc?
Yeah. If you're not on social media and not doing content, think about it this way. If you could build a database of multiple use yourself that sell 24/7 for your store, would you do it? And pretty much for all of you guys, it's true, because whenever I land onto like a salesperson feed and they've been doing it, it's 300 videos of these copies of that guy, selling the vehicle, the brand, why to do business with them. It's just insane when you see the amount of leads that can come in from that type of strategy. It's impressive. We'd be a little bit stupid not to do it right now.
And it's the day and age we live in, right? Marc Lavoie, founder of Autobahn Digital and Puzzle Auto. Thank you so much for all of your insight today. It was definitely intriguing. I think a lot of people will get a lot of good use out of this. And thank all of you for watching Inside Automotive, and we're now streaming on Roku and Apple TV.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Cheyenne Malone.